let's talk about soulmates, what they are, how to recognize them, and kind of debunking the whole Hollywood version of what a soulmate is and what it actually means to find your soulmate and how to recognize them. Soulmates are not just a romantic partner. Soulmates come from a long line of past lives and what we call and what makes up what is known as our soul family. Our soul family is who we travel through lifetimes and lifetimes with. In different lifetimes, we take on different roles for one another. And so what happens is when we encounter a soul family member in our lifetime, there are a few ways we can tell and we can understand that that is part of our soul family. Once you start to recognize these signs, you can really decipher who in your life is a soulmate or part of your soul family or not. So the first one, which Hollywood depicts as love at first sight, is an instant connection. Have you ever met someone and you feel this incredible, grand, like energetic pull? It's almost like this magnetic connection, a sense of familiarity. And it's more than just chemistry. It's just this instant recognition of one another. I'll give you an example of when this happened to me years ago. So many years ago, I was dating and living with this guy, and he invited two of his friends over, another married couple. I had never met either of them before, so they came over and we were gonna hang out for that night, play some games, hang out, whatever. And as soon as I met them, me and his wife just connected instantly, to the point where my now ex-boyfriend and his friend were kind of sitting around playing video games, and her and I ended up running off. We saw the moon and it was so grand and bright and beautiful that night that we ran off into the neighborhood chasing the moon, and we ended up having such a deep, beautiful conversation. We were so connected, and we couldn't get over how instantaneous that connection was. And that was about 9 years ago, and we are still friends to this day. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about, where you just instantly recognize the soul and have that energetic pull within one another. Number two is being able to understand one another without words. And again, this kind of goes back to that energetic connection that transcends language. It transcends the three-dimensional world that we live in. It's almost like our souls are speaking to one another through this energetic pull. And us being human, it's hard for us to really put words to, but it's kind of like, you know, when you're really close with someone and you can be totally across the room from one another and you can just like look at each other, like not even give a face, not even like indicate anything, and you know what the other one is thinking. That could be someone that is one of your soulmates or in your soul family. It sounds kind of like cheesy, but it's almost like the language of the heart. You have a greater sense of empathy and understanding for one another, where you don't necessarily have to use words. However, when you do use those words, it typically ends up in a very long, drawn out, deep conversation. Number three, it's an unwavering support and growth for one another. This isn't something that goes one way and not the other. For instance, sometimes you might be in a romantic relationship or a family member, whatever, where you give a lot and the other person doesn't give back. That's not a soul tie connection. When you are around this person, they are a beacon of light for you, and vice versa. This is a very two-way street type of connection. They stand by your side and they offer you guidance and light and safety and protection. They inspire you to continue growing and be the best you can be, and they're behind you no matter what you're facing and what darkness you might be in your own life. They are always there for you to support you and not judge you. It's really the definition of unconditional love. Another example of this was a few years ago. I dated someone long distance for a little while, and we were definitely soul family. It's the kind of love where even when things don't work out, whether it is, you know, a romantic relationship or a friendship or whatever, that even from afar, even if you don't speak to them anymore, you still have that unconditional love and support and energy towards them. Number 4, and this one's kind of a fun one, and that is synchronicities. Have you ever experienced moments that just, they're so perfect, it can't be a coincidence? Side note, I don't believe in coincidences literally at all. You know, perhaps you find yourself continuously bumping into the same person. Maybe you're thinking about someone you haven't spoken to a while and then they text you or they call you. Maybe they're consistently showing up in your dreams. Maybe you're noticing that more and more you are seeing angel numbers or a specific bird or whatever is catching your eye. It's catching your attention for a reason. Again, it's not a coincidence, it's a synchronicity. And that is your higher self, your guides, the universe, whoever you believe in, showing you, hey, this is one of your people. Pay attention to these synchronicities and understand that they are directing you. It is like the pre-planned trail that you decided to leave for yourself and your soul family decided to leave for one another to lead you back to each other. And again, I can't stress this enough, this is not just with romantic relationships. Your family, your soul family is with you throughout it all, and it transcends this lifetime, and you've been with them before, and that's why they seem so strangely familiar to you. And lastly, I know I sort of touched on this already, but I want to go deeper into this unconditional love aspect of a soulmate or a soul family. This type of love is really hard to describe in the human language. It's so pure. It transcends time and space. I mean, think about if you have that one special pet or you have in the past that you just really connect with and you have that unconditional love no matter how much they're running around and making a mess or being loud or whatever it is, you just can't help but have so much love for that creature. It's similar, but it is a little different. And also, like, you can have soul families that are pets as well. I think that's really cool. Maybe we'll talk about that in another video. But this type of love loves through and beyond your flaws and vice versa. It's kind of like they see beyond the mask that you portray to the rest of the world. You feel safe being exactly who you are and all of the ugly that we can be and feel. And it's just, it's refreshing. It's a very refreshing feeling to encounter and develop a relationship with someone who is a part of your soul family, because you both have that unconditional, beautiful, pure love for one another. It's knowing without a doubt that you can be your most authentic self and be loved and accepted and cherished regardless. It's really a love that just knows no bounds. And like I mentioned earlier, whether or not you are even in contact with this person or these people, as it can go beyond just a single person. Again, it is a soul family. You have so many of them. And if this is a topic that you really like, first of all, subscribe, because we love talking about this stuff over here. But I would highly recommend looking into near-death experiences, as well as those who have really accelerated into hypnotherapy, such as like Dolores Cannon and her type of work, because it will really create a better and more full understanding of what soulmates are. And that way we can stop the indoctrination that Hollywood, Disney, all these things have put on us, and thinking like, oh, we just have one true soulmate out there. What if we never find them? No, you have a family of soulmates that are walking this earth right now. And I can almost guarantee you, you probably have a few in your life as we speak and you sit here watching this video. So I hope you found value in this video. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you do want to hang out again next week. And don't forget, be limitlessly yourself.